I came from Waterford to Knocklong in the 60s. It was a booming place.
There was pubs, there was shops, there was hardwares.
Knocklong was a very vibrant place. We had the hotel, the railway station.
Taking cattle off the train in Knocklong. And all the young lads, they'd all give us a hand. And my father would give them a few shillings and everyone was happy.
There was a lot of people working in the creamery. The creamery was the big employer.
The creamery, one of the biggest employers.
We were one of the biggest suppliers of milk in Munster.
Butter.
Condensed milk being taken to England.
All the trains going up to Dublin used to stop.
This place was thriving, absolutely thriving.
4 or 5 pubs
There was a Garda barracks and a butcher's.
You had a big draper shop over there called Welch's.
A bakery, a coal yard, a granary, an undertaker's.
Jack Cogan, the first taxi service.
Marie Quirk's shop.
Every half hour there was a train coming or going, and there was people getting on and getting off.
The trains shunting over and back.
You had 2 butcher shops.
Mara's pub.
Nana Carroll used to
Gander's
have
pub.
a small little shop.
Dawson's
All
pub.
the salesmen who came via the railway station stayed and spread out to the locality from Harris's Hotel.
Sutton's,
Daisy Burns' shop. Metalworks factory.
Joe Davern.
the Forge, Tom Burns's.
Dancing was huge here. Creamery dances. So the creamery was big in the place and they sponsored some of the dances.
And we would lie in bed listening to the music in the hall next door all the time.
They'd come on the train with their bicycles and then they would cycle home.
We had a Garda station. We had 3 guards.
Knocklong was a very vibrant place when I was a child.
Cattle bin loaded, we used to watch the
make
changing
little
of
kids'
the
toys.
Railway bridge.
There was a hotel, there was the railway was there.
Playground outside the Rebels.
Massive queues of bicycles. And we
It seemed like a very exotic place.
4 or 5 pubs.
There was things moving that time.
an absolute buzz.
Knocklong, for the last number of years, in so many ways has been declining.
Boring.
It has lost a lot of employment.
Not enough things to do.
We're only left with 1 shop, 1 pub, and any industry that has been there is practically gone.
Depressing.
Gone.
Lonely.
Gone.
Dreary.
Gone.
Knocklong Creamery was taken over by Dairy Gold. In around 85 or 86, it ceased operations completely.
Which meant the farmers didn't go out at all, that their milk was being collected. There would have been that crowd that would be coming to the village every morning, so they wouldn't be coming anymore.
Once the station closed and the trains
It was 1977.
didn't stop in Knocklong would be a very significant change to businesses.
People got transport, they went to the big supermarkets. They weren't supporting local, so local had to close.
The hall over time went into disrepair, and I was part of that committee of 3 or 4 people. And you know, we often looked at dull days and said, does anybody want it anymore? And you know, that sense of community spirit was gone. And that was an awful loss. Does anybody want it anymore?
There was a game of ball.
There was kids playing indoor football here in the hall.
A young fella, he was in the U club.
A ball was kicked up in the air.
He kicked football.
The ball was kicked.
The ball hit the ceiling.
Hit the ceiling.
Went to the ceiling of the hall.
And a bit of plaster fell off.
And revealed the asbestos.
I think that's asbestos, is
It
it?
was asbestos.
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 We had to shut it down immediately.
It was either a case of close the hall or redo it.
When it was decided to renew the actual building of the community hall, it actually brought people together. Deirdre Brown called the first public meeting.
It could be described as a full and frank discussion. The one thing that everybody took out of it, the meeting that night, was that we weren't going to give up.
It was very heartening to see the younger people that came together.
We had a great chance when such a cross-section of the community turned up, and that was the start.
Over a series of meetings, Ballyhowra came involved, and we found out afterwards Ballyhowra were knocking on the door every night, sending letters to us, and we weren't reading them.
We had to put up 25% of the funding.
Bringing everybody together for the big Harvest Festival, which started off for fundraising.
It was like old times.
And they're rolling their beers, they're getting ready. Where's the official start now?
Brings back memories.
People lent a no-interest loan to the community.
We went out in pairs and we took different roads around Knocklong and we called to the houses and explained what the interest-free loan was about. Within about 3 months we'd raised about 30,000.
And we took off from there, new hall, state-of-the-art facility.
And it was something more than just 4 walls and a hall. People wanted something different in Knocklong.
And I for a little parish to say, we've stood up, we're fighting back, and we're really thrilled to be here. Open the hall, celebrating, having fun.
The actual fundraising, which started off to help the building of the hall, brought the community together.
What are we going to do now? We can't just have the hall. We're not going to sit in our laurels and do nothing.
We decided, why don't we do a wider community plan?
A whole community plan that tries to get the input from as many people as possible. It involves sending out a community questionnaire. Then step 2 was a public meeting, asking people what they liked about the community, what were the challenges and what solutions.
Pat Dawson, John Callery,
It was advertised as being open to everyone. It didn't matter if you were living in the community for 6 months or 16 years.
Mary Wallace,
Ray Maher.
John Gio.
And then from that we developed 6 issues to work on, and we set up issue groups.
History, heritage and tourism group.
Services for young people.
Employment and enterprise.
Leisure and recreation.
Services for the older people.
Community safety.
Built a natural environment.
And each of those had about 5 or 6 people. And then they drew up the plan for their particular issue.
We all had facilitators.
Each group looked at the service that we did before the public.
We had Eileen O'Keefe at ours. We were the service.
Amanda Slattery.
Information that came from the public meetings as well.
You're learning all the time. It's a learning.
There was a format laid out.
Too many people, so it wasn't too daunting. You're all around.
And when
There were things you could do straight away.
There was no parent and toddler group here.
We had to come up with solutions to solve these problems.
Because people had sat around, they wanted actions. All of a sudden, click, 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 you have different things up and running.
Active retirement group.
Community alert scheme.
CV workshops.
Knocklong reaching out website.
Parent and toddler group.
Drama group.
Elton Tidy Towns.
Active morning group.
Summer camp for the kids.
Was Knocklong much different? Was the place very all tidy and very nice back then?
On the summer camp, they were actually looking at their ideas of Knocklong, doing their own little plan, investigating what was going on.
Can you picture it in your mind? What was it like in school? Was there any problems around here then?
It actually gave the children an opportunity to give their own voice and their own opinions, not just all the adults.
In the future plans, did you think of putting in anything for kids? Future plans, did you think of our children? Do you think that Knocklong will have a good future?
Yeah, I think Knocklong will have a good future. It might take about 5 years.
It is fantastic to see the effort that Knocklong has made in the last 3 to 4 years.
It's a plan for everyone in Knocklong.
Implement it.
Everybody can help in some way.
As many people as we can get in there who have an interest and motivation to help locally will determine what we have in 10 years' time.
It's a lovely village. Great community spirit in
Knocklong is in you and you won't get it out.
I got a soft spot for Knocklong.
It's after bringing an awful lot of people together again.
Complete as many actions as
Put everything back in place.
Things are looking up again.
A bright future.
We're all looking forward.
It's exciting.
It's going to be a very exciting time.
Vibrant.
It is not dead.
We're awake. Our community
It
is not
coming
dying.
back and going to come back.
Alive.
Knocklong is alive.
This is just the beginning.